Can you hear me? Something's wrong.
Yes.
Thank you.
Recording in progress.
Is there any feedback? There's feedback. I did something. Good morning, everyone. Apologies for being a few minutes late, and apologies for any feedback, user error on my part. Happy New Year. I would like to call this meeting of the Michigan Strategic Fund to order. It is 10:04 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Before we begin, Natalie, please conduct a roll call to confirm board attendance. Take it away.
Dr. Affolter Kane. Dr. Affolter Kane.
Present.
Thank you. Director Corbin.
Present.
Mr. Eklund.
Yes.
Treasurer Eubanks.
Present.
Mr. Hutcherson.
Here.
Mr. Kapp.
Here.
Mr. Messer.
Present.
Mr. Meyering.
Here.
Mr. Richardson.
Here.
Mr. Rothstein.
Here.
Ms. Tallier.
Here.
Mr. Thielen.
Here.
And Ms. Warner.
Present.
Thank you. You're all set.
Thank you very much, Natalie. I will provide very brief opening remarks. I want to thank our board members for continuing to participate. More importantly, I also want to thank, or equally important, I should say, I want to thank any staff, our staff who continue to support us, as well as members of the Division of Attorney General for continuing to provide legal counsel to the Michigan Strategic Fund Board. As we will continue to take up opportunities, we're really continuing to move forward with advancing the Michigan, Make It in Michigan economic development framework focused on people, places, and projects, developing and attracting people, cultivating and revitalizing places, and competing for and winning projects. So all our projects, all the opportunities that we will present for the board's consideration have those elements and are part of that overall Make It in Michigan economic development framework. With that, I want to also, again, thank our volunteer board members and then turn it over to Natalie to open it up for public comment. I just want to remind the public that there is a 3-minute time limit for all public comments. We do have I don't see it, a digital clock, and we will enforce the 3-minute time limit and ask you to complete your thought if you have exceeded that 3-minute time limit. With that, Natalie, are there any public comments?
Yes, we do have 2 pre-registered public comments, so I will begin with those first. We will then check in with anybody in the room and then those on the line. For those wishing to make public comment that did not pre-register, please make sure your mic is unmuted should you make a comment, and I will go through an order of those unmuted after we address the pre-registered public comments. For our pre-registered public comments, I have a Miss Dorothea Wright with a phone number ending in 8797. Are you on the line? Miss Wright, are you on the line? Okay, we will move on to our second pre-registered public comment. I have a Mr. Cameron Smith with a phone number ending in 5648. Are you on the line, Cameron?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you can proceed with your comment. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Ms. Davenport. And board members of Michigan Strategic's Fund, you are charged with a difficult job, having been chosen because of your remarkable accomplishments throughout your career. Many can credit their success to the team of people they surround themselves with. I have no doubt there are and is a short list of individuals that you would credit your success. These are people that I refer to as tens. They are the few who show up early and stay late, that carry the conviction and initiative to perform the needed tasks that lead to our success. These are extraordinary individuals who are hard to come by, and for some are unfortunately out of reach. The success of their business and the quality of our services rely directly on the staff that are ever so increasingly difficult to find. I have spent some time now developing relationships and acquiring the information needed to best position the leaders that work within the community that I live. The incredible opportunity this community has to offer is because of our brightest and gifted talent who can be found working together as a collective to overcome the challenges of today and foster an environment needed to create the solutions for tomorrow. I have found that my time is best spent assisting those who are working to improve the medical infrastructure that we rely on here in Michigan. The incentive to retain skilled labor in our state is of a growing concern to me. However, I have been blessed to find myself working with a team that solve problems existing today in public health. The work we perform is with some of the most resourceful and thrifty of anybody I've ever met in the industry. It is evident to me that their success lies within the leadership, as the people they surround themselves with work tirelessly to accomplish more with less as the demand ever increases for their services and their attention. The research and recommendations for solutions within my colleagues' proposals are what many consider to be the best next steps for our community. Your careful consideration and attention on this matter will no doubt save lives. The future that we will face together is full of challenges and opportunity, and the human resources available in our communities hold the solutions to the success that we will inevitably inherit. I ask that you consider investing in our research and strategies. I would like to thank you for your time. I would like to thank you for your service and your consideration and continued support on this matter. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Smith. Natalie, are there other public comments?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Smith, for your remarks. I see that Barry Wayne Adams has his hand raised. Barry, you can proceed with your public comment at this time.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Please proceed with your comments.
Okay, I always have trouble getting in here, but yes, this unscripted comment is coming from someone who's concerned about our state actors, our publicly appointed officials, acting consistently with the demands of the Constitution. Now, in spite of all the sycophantic back patting that goes on amongst your groups, your group and MEDEC and the other subgroups around the state, seems that everything you're doing is in violation of the Michigan Constitution. Article 9, Section 18, which says the credit of the state shall not be granted to nor in aid of any person, association, or corporation, public or private, except as authorized in the Constitution. Now, the purpose of, the legislative intent of that constitutional section is that there is a bright line of division between use of public money and furtherance of private enterprise. And this is substantiated in, for example, Scott versus City of Grand Rapids, 275 Mich 258, contracts involving use of public money to further private enterprise are void. Again, Kestenbaum versus Michigan State University, public funds may not be used to support a private purpose. So it seems that everything you're doing, in spite of all the accolades and badge polishing that you guys are doing amongst each other, it seems to be totally unconstitutional. Now, when you remove the division between public funds and private economic activity, then in fact you have perfected a system of corporate fascism, which is as Benito Mussolini said, is the melding of military, corporations, and the government. Now, I'm sure if you look around in your room there, you'll see a Stars and Stripes flag with the gold fringe around it. That's the indication of military authority. All this activity is being engineered under what's called emergency authority, which is actually a sugar coating for military authority, or actually under
Excuse me,
qualified
Mr.
martial
Adams.
rule.
I'm sorry, Mr. Adams, can you complete your thought?
Yes, I can. What you're doing is unconstitutional and treasonous. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. We will move on to our next public commenter. I have a Harrison Leffel Jones. Harrison, if you want to make your public comment now, you have 3 minutes.
Yes, thank you. And good morning, everyone. My name is Harrison Leffel Jones. I'm the Executive Director for the Lansing Regional Smart Zone. I wanted to use this brief moment this morning to thank our board members as well as the staff of the MEDC for the work that you do for our communities. There's many of us on the call today who support both our local high-tech, high-growth startup ecosystem as well as our Main Street mom and pops and local businesses. With all of the programs that have been recently funded, both through ARPA dollars as well as local tax capture, we thank this board for your support. And I don't think that often you get enough support in making the hard choices of supporting these local initiatives. So thank you for your time and consideration this morning on a lot of these key items. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your comment. Is there anybody else on the line wishing to give public comment at this time? Okay, hearing none, we can proceed. Thank you all.
Yes,
Thank
I'd like to
you.
make a comment.
Sorry, there is a public comment.
Okay, you can go ahead
Okay.
with your public comment. Thank you. 3 minutes.
All right, Brandy Sweet, it's echoing really bad in my phone. I don't know if it is there, but everybody thanking you. I just don't understand. And the guy wants to bring up an ecosystem. I mean, do we really understand what an ecosystem is? You're destroying Michigan's ecosystems, the biodiversity of Michigan. I mean, it's one thing, yes, to want growth, to want development, but when there is no environmental consideration happening, you can say all you want that these mega sites and this big tech coming to Michigan is going to have to follow all of these regulations and standards. But where is that being documented? Where will the residents get to know what is happening to our air and to our water? It is a human right. We have protections. It is the law that, just like Whitmer's out here fighting for abortion rights and people's health and having decisions over that, which, yeah, I agree with. Where are our decisions and our rights when it comes to knowing what we have to live next to and what we are going to have to endure and what our children are going to have to endure for their futures? We want documentation. We want environmental impact statements done. Who in their right mind, what resident, what parent, sibling, child, anybody would say they don't want environmental consideration to happen before something is done? There is none. So if you say there is some, it's time that maybe you guys want to start supplying that, start proving it, start showing it. There is no permit submitted from Goshen, still here in Mecosta County, nothing. They have wetlands on the property, over 60 acres. They have no site plan submitted to state or township agencies that need to be seeing this before they want to talk about removing trees. They say just this week in the newspaper, they have a logging company. They're going to start logging trees. Where's the site plan to know where the buildings are going to lie to log those trees? There is nothing. It seems to me you guys would have some dates for these permits, some things before the clawbacks start or before something starts to happen, and there is nothing. So therefore, it's just a big push because Whitmer's telling you guys to, and anybody that has half a brain, start to ask for some environmental consideration. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandy, for your comments. Is there anybody else on the line wishing to give public comment at this time? Okay, hearing none, that concludes public comment. We can proceed.
Thank you, Natalie. Natalie, are there any board communications at this time?
Yes, there are three. My apologies for that. There are three communications. The first one is the fiscal year 2024 quarterly one report from the Chief Compliance Officer included in the briefing packet, as well as two communications that were emailed to the MSF board on Friday, January 19th.
Thank you, Natalie. Board members, are there any comments you have regarding any of the communications that were received? Hearing none. Is that me, or was there? Okay. Was there any board members who had any comments? Okay. We'll move to subcommittee reports. We'll begin with the Finance and Investment Subcommittee. Committee Chair Hutchison, are there any readouts from your Finance and Investment Subcommittee meeting you would like to share?
Chairman Messer, just wanted to let you know that we did look at the SSVCI VC program qualified applicants, and they appear to be deals that I think we're ultimately going to be able to see. Nothing seemed to be alarming. Just wanted to share that with you, but outside of that, nothing else.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. And also, I was remiss in my opening remarks to congratulate publicly Mr. Hutchison on his elevation as president of his bank, First Independence Bank. So congratulations again, sir.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
We'll next move to the Policy and Planning Subcommittee. Committee Chair Warner, are there any readouts from your subcommittee that you would like to share?
No, there's not. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Just going over some of the policy. Boy, a lot of echo here. Sorry, but there are no readouts. And congratulations, Demetrius, on your new appointment.
Thank you, Cindy.
And just in the kudos, but very quickly, Cindy and her team had a great presentation and presence at the Consumer Electronics Show. So you'll be hearing more from Cindy and her team at her company. That concludes our subcommittee reports. I want to make sure that we have our protocol for board votes to ensure continuity within this hybrid meeting setting. I'd like to ask each of my board colleagues to identify him or herself before offering a motion. Additionally, Natalie will conduct a roll call for each vote. And at this point, we will ask Brittany Affolter-Kane and Randy Thielen to recuse themselves from the consent agenda. And then after that consent agenda, we will have them rejoin the meeting. With that, there are 13 items on today's consent agenda. The first is approval of December 12th, 2023 meeting minutes. The second is the Dairy Distillery Alliance, LLC, MBDP reauthorization. That's the Michigan Business Development Program reauthorization. Third, 351 Western MCRP amendment. That's the Michigan Community Revitalization Program amendment. D, Bogan Developments, LLC, MCRP amendment. E, SAPA Transmission, Inc., MBDP amendment. 6, the Business Incubator Program, FY24 Gateway Grant Amendments. 7, SSBCI 2.0 Small Business Venture Capital Program Guidelines Amendment. 8th, the SHPO MOU, Michigan Office of Administrative Hearings and Rules. 9th, SHPO MOA, Kalamazoo Battle Creek International Airport. 10th, SHPO MOA, Jerry Tyler Memorial Airport. 11th, SHPO MOA, St. Mary's Falls Canal Historic District of the Sioux Locks. 12th, SHPO MOA, Southfield Road Improvement Project. And the final, 13th, Travel Michigan Approval of Accessibility Grant Award Recommendations. Colleagues, are there any questions regarding the consent agenda? If there are no questions, a motion is needed to conduct a roll call vote. Do we have such a motion?
Moved by Hutchison. Second.
We have a move by Hutchison, a second by, I interrupted someone. Who was the second?
Eklund.
Eklund, thank you, sir. Natalie, please conduct a roll call vote.
Director Corbin,
Yes.
Mr. Eklund,
Yes.
Treasurer Eubanks,
Yes.
Treasurer, thank you. Mr. Hutcherson,
Yes.
Mr. Cap,
Yeah.
Mr. Messer,
Yes.
Mr. Meyering,
Yes.
Mr. Richardson,
Yes.
Mr. Rothstein,
Yes.
Ms. Tellier,
Yes.
and Ms. Warner.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. The motion passes. We now will move to attract, retain, and grow business. That's the projects part of the Make It in Michigan Economic Development Framework focused on people, places, and projects. We have 3 votes for USA Fortescue Paquette LLC and City of Detroit Brownfield Redevelopment Authority. We have 3 votes for for our first item of business. I'll welcome my colleague, Rachel Donaldson, Director of Global Attraction, to present these 3 separate resolutions for your consideration to approve a Brownfield Act 381 work plan, a Michigan Business Development Program performance-based grant, and finally, a state essential services assessment exemption for USA Fortescue Paquette LLC and the City of Detroit Brownfield Redevelopment Authority. Rachel, please take it away.
Thank you, Quentin. Good morning, everybody. My name is Rachel Donaldson. As Quentin mentioned, I'm the Managing Director of Global Business Attraction here at the MEDC. I'm really excited to be here to present an opportunity for Michigan to attract a new U.S. Advanced Manufacturing Center for a newly formed subsidiary of Fortescue, which will create 560 new jobs and result in up to $210 million in private investment for the city of Detroit. Joining me today is Judith Judson, CEO of WAE, a Fortescue company, to share the company's investment plans here in Michigan, as well as David White, a Senior Business Director of Business Development at the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation, to give remarks on the impact of the city. So with that, Judith, I would love for you to join us and tell us a little bit about Fortescue and your plans for Michigan.
Thank you, Rachel. As Rachel said, my name is Judith Judson. I'm CEO of Fortescue WAE, and I want to start by thanking Rachel, who's been terrific to work with. And I want to thank Chairman Messer, the members of Michigan Strategic Fund Board, and the MEDC for considering us for this potential opportunity today. As a Kettering graduate and someone who started my career at General Motors, I am absolutely thrilled to be here and to be bringing these manufacturing jobs to the state of Michigan. Fortescue is a global green technology, energy, and metals company. We are the 4th largest iron ore mining company in the world, and Fortescue WE is a subsidiary of Fortescue. Fortescue WE is a leader in the development and manufacture of batteries and zero-emission powertrains for a wide range of applications, including motorsports, heavy industry vehicles, off-road applications, and automotive applications, with production and manufacturing already based in the United Kingdom. WAE was spun out of Williams Racing in the UK. So the iconic facility at 601 Paquette Avenue will be our state-of-the-art U.S. Advanced Manufacturing Center, and it will act as a major hub for Fortescue's production of automotive and heavy industry batteries, fast chargers, and electrolyzers. We expect to have our first product line operational in 2025, with the future build out creating those 560 jobs by 2030. We considered almost 100 sites across the US for this facility and ultimately chose Michigan because of the excellent business advantages it offers. We thank the governor for her leadership, which has propelled the state into a new economy for advanced manufacturing and clean energy, which aligns perfectly with the values that we stand for. I appreciate the opportunity to be here today and to present our plans, but I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to thank the incredible staff at the MEDC, the DEGC, and the Detroit Regional Partnership, and the Mayor of Detroit for all the tireless work to bring Fortescue to the state. So we look forward to continuing to build a strong community together and we thank you for your time. I'm happy to answer any questions. And I also want to note that we have Melanie Melendez, a native of Detroit, who is our global head of manufacturing. She's also on the line today, as well as Kevin Metter, our North American manufacturing manager. So all of us can take questions. So thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Judith. With that, can we pass it over to David? And we'll take questions at the end.
Morning, everyone. Thank you, Rachel. My name is David White. I'm Senior Director of Business Development for the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation. Judith really hit on it, but we're just thrilled at the city and the DGC to support this project. It's been great to work both with Judith and her team, but also with Rachel and the MEDC team to attract this project to a critical area of the city of Detroit, the Milwaukee Junction neighborhood, which is a formerly industrial neighborhood that has seen a lot of investment in mixed-use development and really required the right project at this location to fit in with the character of this revitalizing neighborhood. And we really think we found it with Fortescue, a company who really values the preservation of this historic building, but also has sustainability and clean energy focus, which is really well aligned with our focus industry sectors in the city of Detroit. We're really excited about the quality of these jobs and the company's interest in working with Detroit at Work, our workforce development team, to prioritize the hiring of City of Detroit residents. And we're really excited to kick off that process of engaging with Detroit at Work, but also engaging with neighborhood stakeholders to make sure that this project fits in really well with a lot of the other exciting developments that are happening in the Milwaukee Junction neighborhood. So again, just want to thank the MEDC team, the Detroit Regional Partnership, DTE, and of course, Judith and the Fortescue team for their diligence in helping to evaluate the city of Detroit and make this project happen in the Milwaukee Junction neighborhood. DGC and the city are committed to support this project with the local portion of brownfield TIF and also with a Public Act 198 real property tax abatement. And we're excited to get started with that tax abatement process. Happy to answer any questions. Thank you again.
Thank you. So with that, we are requesting approval for a 9 million BDP performance-based grant, a 15-year 100% CESA valued at 1.3 million, and state capture through a Brownfield Act 381 work plan valued at 2.4 million. A waiver of the CESA guidelines requiring the project to invest more than 100 million is being requested. The incentive package will help address the cost disadvantages of locating the project in Michigan and rehabilitating a long vacant building in the city of Detroit. This opportunity to attract this world-renowned company facility will result in the creation of 560 new jobs and result in 210 million in private investment in Detroit and better position Michigan's supply chain for the future of renewable energy. So with that, we are happy to answer any questions.
So this is Charlie Rothstein, and I'm wondering, when will it be operational?
Judith, do you want to talk a little bit or?
Yeah,
I
so
can,
oh, you want to go ahead, Melanie, on that?
I can,
Sure.
absolutely. So our plan is to have the facility over the course of the next year and a half will be the demolition, renovations, and operational at the end of Q1 2025.
Charlie, any other questions?
No,
Board Member Rothstein?
Nope, thank you.
Okay.
Judith, you mentioned the site selection process briefly and some of the maybe business advantages. And it's also mentioned some of the cost disadvantages of Michigan up front. Could you elaborate on each of those items?
Yeah, let's make sure I got them in the right order. So you want to understand the selection process and as well as, can you repeat the other two?
Yeah, I think the first part is it looks like you reviewed 12 different states,
Yes.
Including Michigan, and just wondered ultimately why was Michigan selected? What were the advantages that won you over?
Yeah, so yeah, we did a competitive process. We looked at sites, 99 sites in 12 different states. And what attracted us to Michigan, I think the strong workforce, the engineering talent, the manufacturing talent, talent that's familiar with high volume production for automotive and transportation industries. We thought there was a very strong fit there. We also like the idea of bringing back an iconic building in the city. It's a very green thing to do, which is to redevelop a location. So that attracted us. It was very aligned with our values. And then I would say just the tremendous support that we got. And of course, this incentive package that you're voting on today, was part of that selection process too. The tremendous amount of support from the state and from the city ultimately, was what resulted in this selection. So just many things came together.
And then could you mention some of the upfront cost disadvantages you saw with Michigan compared to the other states?
Well, I mean, we're taking a building that needs upfront capital investment in order to bring it bring it ready to be ready for using it in manufacturing. And, we very much appreciate some of the tax package that was put together because that overcomes some of the, some challenges in that area versus some other places. But overall, we're super excited to be in this location.
Can you talk about battery recycling? Is that part of your business at all, or how do you handle any waste from the battery manufacturing?
Absolutely. So we have a full sustainability plan. Our company is going to be real zero by 2030. And so we have sustainability at the heart of everything we do, including battery recycling. And in fact, what's one of the technologies that we have that's part of our zero emission power systems is advanced battery intelligence software. So we can understand the state of charge and the opportunity for second life of batteries that come out of vehicles. So we see that as an opportunity. And then ultimately, as the foundation of our company being a mining business, reusing critical minerals and recycling those is technology that we're also promoting.
Excuse me, I do have a question. There will be some waste. How do you plan to deal with that?
Waste in the manufacturing process or at the end of life?
End of life, manufacturing, recycling, there'll be waste throughout the process.
Yeah. So Melanie, did you want to speak specifically to our manufacturing? And then I can talk about product.
Yeah, so the manufacturing site, which is planned for the Paquette facility, will essentially be we're not building the cells, it's taking the cells into a module. So any waste that there is with the cells, we will return the cells. So no concerns with waste within that facility. Outside of, if we have to scrap metals, the metals will be recycled and we will dispose of anything that, is required to be disposed of properly.
So you won't be manufacturing there, you'll be assembling.
We will be assembling from the cell to the module to the pack and completing a full power system. So we are not physically manufacturing the cell. That is correct.
Thank you.
Judith, I know you have a lot of vendor partners. Is there any current Michigan relationships you hope to leverage in locating here, or new relationships you're looking to develop?
Yeah, it's a great question. The supply chain and the fact that there is a very strong supply chain in this area was another one of the reasons that attracted us to this site. And so now that we are looking at having production here, we are doing a lot of outreach. In fact, there's a whole team. Melanie has her team there doing meetings with suppliers this week. And so we absolutely want to leverage the local supply chain. And then, of course, from a customer perspective, we have contacts, with customers in Michigan and in the surrounding area, and would absolutely love to grow that as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, board members. Thank you, presenters. Our board members, are there any other additional questions for our presenters? Hearing none, we will need to conduct 3 separate votes. For the first vote, we will vote to approve the Brownfield Act 381 work plan. A motion is needed to conduct such a vote. Do we have such a motion?
Warner
Richardson.
motions.
We have,
Richardson,
I
second.
think I heard Warner move, second by Richardson, to approve the request. Natalie, please conduct a roll call vote.
Dr. Afolter Kane,
Yes.
Director Corbin,
Yes.
Mr. Eklund,
Yes.
Treasurer Eubanks,
Yes.
Mr. Hutcherson,
Yes.
Mr. Cap,
Yeah.
Mr. Messer,
Yes.
Mr. Meyering,
Yes.
Mr. Richardson,
Yes.
Mr. Rothstein,
Yes.
Ms. Tellier,
Yes.
Mr. Thielen,
Yes.
Ms. Warner.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. The motion passes and the recommendation is adopted. The second vote is to approve the Michigan Business Development Program grant request. A motion is needed to conduct a roll call vote. Do we have such a motion?
Hutcherson move.
Hutcherson moves, second by Messer, to approve the request. Natalie, please conduct a roll call vote.
Dr. Afolter Kane,
Yes.
Director Corbin,
Yes.
Mr. Eklund,
Yes.
Treasurer Eubanks,
Yes.
Mr. Hutcherson,
Yes.
Mr. Cap,
Yeah.
Mr. Messer,
Yes.
Mr. Meyering,
Yes.
Mr. Richardson,
Yes.
Mr. Rothstein,
Yes.
Ms. Tellier,
Yes.
Mr. Thielen,
Yes.
and Ms. Warner.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. That motion also passes and the recommendation is adopted. The third and final vote is to approve the State Essential Services Assessment Exemption. A motion is needed to conduct a roll call vote. Do we have such a motion?
Warner
Messer-
motions.
Warner motions, Messer seconds to approve the request. Natalie, please conduct a roll call vote.
Dr. Afolter Kane,
Yes.
Director Corbin,
Yes.
Mr. Eklund,
Yes.
Treasurer Eubanks,
Yes.
Mr. Hutcherson,
Yes.
Mr. Cap,
Yeah.
Mr. Messer,
Yes.
Mr. Meyering,
Yes.
Mr. Richardson,
Yes.
Mr. Rothstein,
Yes.
Ms. Tellier,
Yes.
Mr. Thielen,
Yes.
and Ms. Warner.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. That motion also passes and the recommendation is adopted. Well, we are certainly grateful for Fortescue. We're grateful for our colleagues led by Rachel and obviously the team at the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation, as well as the City of Detroit and Mayor Duggan. So looking forward to seeing this become a reality. Before we move to the next agenda item, I have to ask Board Member Thielen to recuse himself for the next item. And then after we finish that next item, which is B&L Systems LLC, doing business as Fifth Wheel Freight, we will invite him back in. But we'll now welcome my colleague, Eric Wilford, Strategic Project Advisor, to present a resolution to approve a Michigan Business Development Program performance-based grant for B&L Systems LLC, doing business as Fifth Wheel Freight. Eric, please take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As noted, Eric Wilford with the Business Development Incentive Team here at the MEDC. Today, Sam Sedlicki and I are joined by Brian Bennett, founder and CEO of B&L Systems LLC, doing business as Fifth Wheel Freight, as well as we're joined by Rob Yanis, Senior Vice President of our local partner, The Right Place. We're bringing forth a request by B&L Systems for a MBDP grant in the amount of $2 million. This is in support of a project that will secure continued job growth from a Michigan-born company with an expected result of at least 350 new jobs and up to $40 million in investment. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Brian to provide some information about the company and the project itself. Brian?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me on. Again, my name is Brian Bennett, founder and CEO of Fifth Wheel Freight. We were founded in 2012. Our operations started in East Lansing, Michigan. We are on our fourth office or fourth location. We moved, operations from Lansing to Grand Rapids in 2016. So we've been operating out of West Michigan now for 8 years. I believe we did about 180 million in market share last year. We currently have 157 active jobs. And I want to thank you for your commitment, state of Michigan and the board, to us. Your efforts and again, your commitment to us is going to help us continue to, create stable jobs here in West Michigan and continue to impact lives and the economy as much as we can. So again, we thank you for that.
Thanks, Brian. Now I'd like to invite Rob to speak on behalf of the company's impact to the local community.
Thank you, Eric. Hello, my name is Rob Yanis, and I'm with the Right Place organization. We are economic developers with the goal of growing the greater Grand Rapids region. We are proud to acknowledge Fifth Wheel Freight's headquarters as an important part of our business community here in the greater Grand Rapids, Kentwood, and Kent County since 2017. Their decision to call our region home has not only been a boon for local enterprises, it has also propelled them into the Inc. 5000 list as one of the fastest growing companies in America as an impressive 7 consecutive years. It has been for an impressive 7 consecutive years. This remarkable growth is a tribute to Fifth Wheel Freight's visionary leadership and the diligent, skilled workers in the greater Grand Rapids region. Together, they have crafted a synergy that underscores our community's potential. Currently, Fifth Wheel Freight sustains 157 full-time positions that bolster families and contribute significantly to the local economy. Their success is our success, enabling expansion far beyond the confines of our current operations. We now stand at a pivotal moment where Fifth Wheel Freight is ready to expand its footprint and bring its 352 full-time jobs to our region over the next 3 years. This expansion provides our citizens ample opportunities to enjoy rewarding careers with competitive wages and benefits. We at the Right Place fully support the Fifth Wheel Freight's request for state funding to support this growth. We see this as an investment in our region's economic framework, which supports our regional economy and B2B logistics across the state of Michigan and beyond. Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. So in order to secure the project, we're bringing forward a request on behalf of the company for an MBDP grant in the amount of $2 million. The project aligns with the strategic focus area of attract, retain, and support businesses in the regional impact industry of logistics. And we're happy to answer any questions.
Eric, thanks for the presentation. So are we still competing with other states for this project, or are they committed to being in Michigan?
Yeah, thanks, Demetrius. I'll let the company answer, but yes, this incentive is to push the company to locate their flagship headquarters in Michigan, taking away their consideration of opening up satellite offices instead. Brian, I don't know if you have any more that you'd like to add to that.
No, I'll just add on to that. Yes, that's correct. This grant allows us to remain committed to West Michigan and continue to create, again, as many jobs as we can, fruitful jobs here in the local economy. So the future, of course, is right now it's going to be within West Michigan. We don't know what it holds from there, but as we sit, again, this grant helps us remain here and continue to impact as much as we can. So.
Will it'll include a variety of job and skill set levels across the board?
Yes, sir. Would you like me to elaborate on the jobs for you?
Yeah, just a little bit, please.
Yeah, you bet. So we're heavy in sales. We've got operations. Of course, we have finance jobs that accommodate the growth. We have marketing jobs, tech, software. I believe we have 17 departments, that's correct, active within our walls currently. So there's a variety, plethora of jobs that are going to be created throughout this. But we're a sales-focused company, and obviously with a acquisition of market share, it stimulates and creates jobs in other areas as well.
Thanks, and it's great to hear the commitment that you are making to the state. So I think that's great.
I appreciate it. Thanks, sir.
You're welcome.
Brian, can you talk about the ramp up to the 350 jobs? How long is that going to take, and any kind of challenges you need to overcome in the current environment to reach that goal?
Yeah, that's a good question. I believe the talent that exists in West Michigan is it's not going to give us too many hurdles as far as the acquisition of talent moving forward. Of course, being a sales-centric company, retention can be a challenge for us at times. Typically, we sit at about a 60 to 65% retention rate. So our strategy or plan is to hire about 200 to 225 teammates per year. And if we can retain, or when we retain, I should say, 60 to 65% of those jobs, it will get us to our goal of, again, creating the 352.
Thank you.
This is Sue Tellier. I have a quick question. I'm sorry, that echo is just killing me.
That's okay, Sue.
It's horrible. Eric, this question is more for you, and if you could just refresh our memory on how the QNJs work. That this has already been addressed a little bit, but the transportation industry is rife with turnover. So can you just kind of walk us through how the reimbursement happens? Is it on net new? And if there's a decrease in year two, how does it work for the year one, or for the first phase, the different phases? If you could walk us through the kind of operationalize that.
Yeah, absolutely. So for this one, what we're doing is reimbursing upon job creation. And so there are 3 milestones that would require those jobs to be created and then maintained through the term of the grant. So, we have structured in the past, and we will structure a lot of our grants to coincide with the investment, and then the jobs come at the end. This one here, we're actually, once they meet the job creation, they can receive part of that disbursement and then maintain those jobs through the term of the grant.
And what happens if they don't maintain the jobs throughout the term of the grant?
There are clawback provisions on a cost per job basis.
Okay, it's that there's so many brokerages that are losing employees and shuttering that I asked the question because it feels sketchy, candidly, just feels odd.
If I can inject, I appreciate the concern, Sue. I can assure you that we're not one of the brokerages that are going to be shuttering, but I appreciate your concern.
I'm sure those other folks would say that too. I'm a small business owner, so I appreciate the confidence. I have that too.
It's confidence, but it's the proof is in the pudding as well. So even through the tough economic environment that we face, this is the toughest market that we've seen in this industry since deregulation occurred in 1980.
Sure.
We lost, I believe it was 6% market share last year, and if you compare that to the top 100 brokerages, which we currently sit in, that's a pretty great accomplishment. So again, I appreciate the concern. It's more than valid, but for me, it goes beyond confidence. We have a great team here. We've got a great nucleus here, and we look forward to continue to impact West Michigan.
That's great. And then my final question is, we talked a little bit about the variety of jobs. What percentage of them will be brokers?
Brokers as in sales?
Yeah.
Consultants, sales consultants. It's hard to say. I mean, it's really hard to say. We have a plan to about 60-70% of our jobs are sales. And again, when we get the consultants effective to produce, to stick, what have you, I mean, it naturally stimulates other opportunities. So I would say well over half of the opportunities that we create are going to be within the sales or consulting arena.
Cool. Thanks.
You bet. Thank you.
Hey, Eric, a quick question under request. I guess I'm a little bit confused, I would say, because it says the funds will help offset the cost of constructing a new facility, allowing the company to establish its manufacturing facility and become a strong employer in the region. What is this manufacturing facility that's referenced to there? I mean, I understand the 3PL approach. I understand 3PL very well. So I'm not quite sure what that reference is.
Apologies, Cindy, that is a typo.
Okay, okay. So it's really, just if I understand from previous, it is really a 3PL cross-dock, whatever type of facility at its best, but it's not manufacturing.
Correct. Yeah, I apologize for that.
Okay. Oh, no worries, no worries. Thanks so much.
For the presenters. If there are no additional questions, a motion is needed to conduct a roll call vote. Do we have such a motion? Messer will move. Do we have a second?
Corbin supports.
Second by Corbin to approve the request. Natalie, please roll call vote.
Natalie, I don't think they heard you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Thank you. Dr. Affolter Kane,
Yes.
Director Corbin,
Yes.
Mr. Eklund,
Yes.
Treasurer Eubanks,
Yes.
Mr. Hutchinson,
Yes.
Mr. Cap, Mr. Cap.
I think he said yes. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Messer,
Yeah.
Mr. Meyering,
Yes.
Mr. Richardson,
Yes.
Mr. Rothstein,
Yes.
Ms. Tellier,
Yes.
Ms. Warner.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. The motion passes and the recommendation is adopted. Congratulations to the team, and we look forward to seeing and hearing more about the growth in West Michigan. Randy, you can rejoin the call, I believe. And next agenda item is EchoG Inc. Welcome my colleague, Vlatko Thomas Bobis, Investment Promotion Director for Europe, to present a resolution to approve a Michigan Business Development Program grant request for EchoG Inc. Vlatko, take it away.
Thank you, Quinton. Good morning, everyone. My name is Vlatko Thomas Bobis. As Quinton mentioned, I'm the investment director covering the European market for inward investment. With me today, I have Jeremy Webb, also with the MEDC, Mr. Jörg Hoyer, President and CEO of EcoG GmbH, and Maureen Krause, CEO of the Detroit Regional Partnership. I'm very excited to present EcoG to the MSF board today. EcoG is an innovative German technology firm headquartered in Munich, Germany. The company provides dynamic fast charging technology to Europe, Asia, and will now be bringing this unique technology to the US market. EcoG is a leader in Europe and has chosen Corktown in Detroit over Atlanta and several options in Ohio to establish their new North American headquarters. This project will create 45 new jobs that will be centered in research, development, and marketing, paying an average of $145,000 per year, as well as a very generous benefits package. I would now like to turn it over to Jörg Hoyer, President and co-founder of EcoG, for brief remarks. Jörg?
Hello, so here's Jörg, founder and CEO of EcoG. First of all, thanks to the MSF board to having us today, and also for the quite introduction to the company. So as you heard, EcoG is a tech company. We are focusing on catalyzing existing industrial manufacturers and players into the market to step into the still lagging behind market of especially level 3 chargers. We do that by providing reference designs to the industry. So those established players have a low risk, and low effort fast route to get into production and scale their production, especially now in North America. Of course, we started out in Europe, have a strong footprint in India already. With this concept, within 3 years, we gained 15% market share in all over Europe. So more than every 10th level C charger sold in Europe nowadays are already running on our technology, but manufacturers like companies like Siemens, iCharging, and others. And in North America, we are also seeing one of the largest fuel station dispenser companies already working with our technology. We are very thankful that we have been invited by the US Embassy beginning last year to the Select USA activities. And we thoroughly investigated the different options to invest in North America, as we believe we can provide a great support for the local manufacturers serving North American markets. So we looked at Atlanta in Georgia, Cleveland in Ohio, and Detroit in Michigan. With Corktown, thanks to the great support of MEDC, namely also Vlatko, here we believe this is the strongest opportunity, but also the strongest ecosystem around what we are going to move forward in the North American market. So we draw our decision to go with the North American headquarter to Corktown, and namely to Michigan Central. We are really excited about this opportunity, especially because, as you can figure out, catalyzing this industry is a lot also of the companies around us, and to work with those companies to collaborate and moving the market forward. We are very confident to repeat the success as we did in Europe and India and Asia before. We are ready to invest $40 million into this market with 45 high-skilled jobs creation in Corktown. We are not doing this the first time, as you can figure out, and so we believe it's the right time to do so, and are really stoked now to work with also other Michigan companies to move this market forward.
Thank you, Jörg. I appreciate the comments. I would like to introduce Maureen Krause, CEO of the Detroit Regional Partnership, one of our great partners, to give brief remarks for the region. Maureen?
Thank you, Vlatko, and it is really an honor to be here to speak with Chairman Messer and the MSF board about this really innovative and creative company that we really want to welcome to Detroit, which is the global epicenter mobility. And part of building that up is to ensure that we can capture the future technologies and innovation that are around the world, so they're in our community. It was mentioned that Cleveland and Atlanta were two of our competitors. And I think it's really important to know in the Detroit region, we do not compete against the rest of Michigan. We compete against parts of the United States, and certainly Ohio and Georgia are two of our biggest competitors. We need to embrace and welcome EcoG into our system so that, the future is strong with the supply chain. EcoG will help us, by being here, create more jobs and more investment as part of our community. We encourage the Michigan Strategic Fund Board to support this investment in our state and in the city of Detroit, and welcome EcoG into the Detroit region. Thank you.
Thanks, Maureen. So this is Jeremy Webb. Just to kind of bring everything together, what we have before you here, board members, is a request for a $1.5 million business development program performance-based grant to enable the creation of 45 new high-paying jobs and a private investment of $14.4 million. Bringing this FDI U.S. headquarter right here in the Corktown neighborhood in Detroit to expand its EV fast charging capabilities will continue to position Michigan not just as a leader in the automotive technology, but the equipment that charges it as well. By approving this project, we are saying to the world that Michigan stands unmatched in its supportive and collaborative ecosystem for the future of electric vehicle technology. We collectively greatly appreciate your time this morning and are happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you so much to our presenters. Board members, are there any questions? Are there any questions? If there are no questions, a motion is needed to conduct a roll call vote. Do we have such a motion?
Affolter-Kane moves. Corbin supports.
And I think that was Corbin supports. To approve the request, Natalie, please conduct a roll call vote.
Dr. Affolter-Kane.
Yes.
Director Corbin.
Yes.
Mr. Eklund.
Yes.
Treasurer Eubanks.
Yes.
Mr. Hutchinson.
Yes.
Mr. Cap.
Yeah.
Mr. Messer.
Yes.
Mr. Meyering.
Yes.
Mr. Richardson.
Yes.
Mr. Rothstein.
Yes.
Ms. Tallier.
Yes.
Mr. Thalen.
Yes.
Ms. Warner.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. The motion passes and the recommendation is adopted. Well, welcome officially to Michigan. We're grateful to the partnership with the Detroit Regional Partnership, and I'm grateful to my colleagues for their hard work, as well as the Office of Future Mobility and Electrification for their work on this project. The penultimate agenda item is Global Life Sciences Solutions USA, LLC. We will now welcome my colleague, Sarah Bishop, Senior Business Development Program Manager, to present a resolution to approve a Michigan Business Development Program performance-based grant amendment request for Global Life Sciences Solution USA, LLC. Sarah, please take it away.
Thank you very much, and good morning, everyone. As Quentin said, my name is Sarah Bishop, Senior Business Development Project Manager. Today is a project that represents an amendment and reapproval for Global Life Sciences Solutions, USA. On June 28th of 2022, the MSF board approved a $1.5 million Michigan Business Development Program grant, a $1.5 million Jobs Ready Michigan Program grant, and a 5-year 100% CESA exemption that was valued at up to $2.7 million. This was to establish the company's first Michigan operations in Muskegon Charter Township, where it will manufacture resins for use in biologic medicines. The project is expected to generate a total capital investment of $430 million and create up to 200 jobs. This is a request today to amend the previous incentive approval to combine the Michigan Business Development Program grant and the Jobs Ready Michigan Program grant under one $3 million MBDP grant agreement. Since the project was previously approved, the MBDP agreement and structure has been updated to include many of the aspects specific to the Jobs Ready program. The purpose of this MBDP amendment request is to combine the two incentives and reduce the administrative burden from both the company and the MEDC. So in summary, today's request is to approve a MBDP grant of up to $3 million, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you, Sarah. Board members, are there any questions related to this opportunity for your consideration?
I apologize, Quentin. I did want to mention as well, and I forgot to do this at the beginning, but I do have Mike Rappage on the phone from the company. He's Government Strategic Programs Director. He's also here to help answer any questions you may have. So my apologies.
Thank you. It's Mike, correct? Is it
Yes,
Michael?
that is correct.
Michael? Okay. Are there any questions for Sarah and or Michael? If there are no questions, a motion is needed to conduct a roll call vote.
I'll throw out a quick question, Quentin. I just wanted to give Michael a chance to speak, maybe tell him about his thoughts about expanding in Muskegon, West Michigan, and just tell from his point a little bit more about the company?
Sure. Yeah. So we're Global Life Science Solutions Inc. We're commonly known as Cytiva. That's our go-to-market name. And what we do is we make a lot of the. We don't make any vaccines or medications, but we make a lot of the things that go into vaccines and medications. We're very happy to be here in Michigan. Like a lot of the other companies I heard in some of the earlier presentations, we did kind of a all United States search, settled on Michigan for a number of reasons. One being the workforce, another being the infrastructure of the site that we landed in. This is a old chemical manufacturing site that had been just shut down when we bought it, and we saw a real opportunity to not only capitalize on the infrastructure here, but also the people. So we've hired back quite a few of the people that were working at the site. And it's great to have them on board because they really can tell us all the intricacies of the site as we work on spinning it up into what our future site will be. So yeah, we're very happy to be here.
And if you started recruiting for the jobs or current size of the workforce, and how you kind of hope to recruit, and do you view talent as an issue?
Talent has not been an issue. There's been a couple unicorn positions that we haven't been able to hire in Michigan yet. We're really trying to stay within Michigan with all of our hiring, but there has been just a couple that they're just a few of them in the world kind of, and we just can't hire them as quick as we'd like to. But yes, we have started recruiting, and it's going very well. We've onboarded, let's say we're up to 60 or 70 at this point. But we're also in a big construction phase right now. So we don't need all of our headcount here yet, and we don't want to hire anybody before it's time. And what would you say those unicorn positions are? You got quite a few people on the phone here that could pass the word for you. MEP, what was the one I just heard of? It's an MEP designer. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'll throw it out to you. If you know of anybody, I would love to hear from them. I can get that information over to you. Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks, Michael. Sure. Yeah.
Quentin, I would just comment, this is a site that I've driven by a number of times, and I think across Michigan, across the country, too often we see facilities that close and they become a burden on the community. And so to see this have renewed life for the community and for the 200 plus people that will work there is exceptional. So kudos to Mike and his team and the MEDC crew and our colleagues at Greater Muskegon Economic Development for helping to drive this forward. Congrats.
Thank you, board members. Appreciate it. Are there any additional questions? Hearing none, a motion is needed to conduct a roll call vote. Do we have such a motion?
Thalen makes the motion.
By Messer.
Support by Eklund.
Oh, support by Eklund. Let's go with support by Eklund. Yes. Natalie, please conduct a roll call vote.
Dr. Affolter Kane.
Yes.
Director Corbin.
Yes.
Mr. Eklund.
Yes.
Treasurer Eubanks.
Yes.
Mr. Hutcherson.
Yes.
Mr. Cap.
Yeah.
Mr. Messer.
Yes.
Mr. Meyering.
Yes.
Mr. Richardson.
Yes.
Mr. Rothstein.
Yes.
Ms. Tellier.
Yes.
Mr. Thalen.
Yes.
And Ms. Warner.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. The motion passes and the recommendation is adopted. Thank you so much to Sarah, my other colleagues, as well as to Mike and the entire team for continuing to express confidence in Michigan. Before I move to the final agenda item, I was remiss in my opening comments. I want to welcome back Treasurer Eubanks, and I'm grateful to see her back, and as she and her family welcomed Sadie into their lives. So it's good to see her back, and I was in error not to mention that in my welcoming remarks. So welcome back.
Thank you,
Treasurer.
Chairman. Appreciate
Yes.
it.
Thank you very much. So we will now complete the last item of business. The monthly delegated authority report was included in the board's packet. Are there any questions regarding the report? Hearing none, it is 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I declare this meeting adjourned. Thank you very much. That concludes our meeting. Please, everybody, stay safe on the roads. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Take care.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, bye.
Go Lions.
Go Lions.
Indeed.
Alliance.